Good afternoon, everybody. Yes, it is afternoon. Been busy. Had to get up really early this morning and drive far up the island, almost to another province, to get Melinda's driver's license. Her learner's permit was about to expire. The LTO office in Iloilo that we can go to, you had to get an appointment, and they were booked up so far in the future. Even just to try to get the appointment was a nightmare. Pretty much just a no-go. And it's the same thing we ran into last year, and time ran out and we had to go back to US. We never could get an appointment, and we come back here, and the first thing she did was try to get an appointment. Still, they were booked up so far in the future. Really crazy. Just to get in down there, just to talk to someone, is a nightmare. Well, we were gave advice to go out to this town far out away that is a satellite office that actually can issue a driver's license. And that particular office, it's a drive to get there, and it's out in the middle of nowhere. We're really shocked that there was an LTO office just out in the middle of nowhere. Melinda kept thinking, it's right here in this town proper. And I said, I don't know, ask somebody. And they would tell her to go down this road, and she'd go, that don't seem right. And she's still trying to go back to Google Maps thinking it's got to be right there on the main highway. No, it was out in the middle of nowhere. And it's a pretty nice little building. I didn't record none of it, but she wouldn't have even been able to get it there, once again, without an appointment, if it wasn't for the fact that the guy that did Melinda's medical knew somebody there, and he happens to be from over here where we're from, and they got to chit-chatting and all, and he said, I'll help you get it. And it all falls again, to who you know. And the security guard, when we pulled up, you got an appointment? No. Melinda told who she was told to talk to and see, and he goes, oh, okay. But Melinda got it, and now we have to drive back there again next month on the 17th for the releasing to get her license. So we'll have another trip coming up. I had to drive there with a bad headache this morning, That made it torturous. But there was no way on earth I was going to cancel on Melinda. I wanted to. My body did not want to go. I did not want to drive, especially dealing with traffic and all the mayhem and with a headache. We've come on back to the city. We went in the mall. We sat down and ate, and got in one of those massage chairs, and I spent 15 minutes, and Melinda spent 15 minutes there in the mall in a massage chair. And just so I could just kind of sit and relax a minute. Believe it or not, that actually helped me. I started feeling a little bit better while I was there in that chair, and just closed my eyes and enjoyed that. And it really did help, believe it or not. A little bit of pale toting going on, it looks like, so they must have been pouring columns. What's up, man? Well, they've stripped the forms off of those two they poured yesterday. Looking good. How many did you pour today, Mike? Where's he at? Over there? Did you do 3? Are these poured? Yeah. Did you do the front one over there? Oh, so you're building this one now? So you poured 2 and you built 1. That is pretty cool. So you got that one almost ready? Oh, cool. So you'll end up getting it poured today too then, huh? You think so? You think you'll pour it today also? Cool, cool, cool. Somebody commented, but the comment's gone now. I don't know if they deleted their comment or what. I don't know. But somebody mentioned about some guy that Tim K went and visited or interviewed that built a house that was supposed to be stormproof for $40,000 US. I'm subscribed to Tim K and him and Chrissy. So I said, well, let me see what old Tim K's got going on. So he met with this expat, this American, that built a cast form concrete home over in Tim K's area in a different part of the Philippines.
We started this in November.
Yeah. So this is a no hollow block construction.
No, this is solid, and we can go see that.
And I was happy to see it. I tell you, I was. It was cast form concrete, very reminiscent of this. And smaller house. I think the guy said it's like 1,000 square feet. Thing is, if he ever wants to add on, all you gotta do, add on. But I liked it, and it was pretty cool. And you know, he's probably not joking on that price. He can probably turnkey that home with everything, probably for that price. I really do believe that. And I tell you, I was happy to see that going on. You know, kudos to that guy. Absolutely. Now the guy said he chose, you know, to use a concrete mixer, and that's your own choice. I mean, no problem with it. That's no problem. Spent the money, bought that. I have poured a lot of concrete here, and we've ground on some walls that we can see we have a really good mix. We also know this concrete is super strong, because there's some places we went back in to chisel into it, and we could barely chisel that, man. I'm telling you, even the guys working here that's worked on a lot of projects said, whoa, this concrete is hard. So you can get a good mix with hand mixing. Now I kind of caught something there. I could be wrong. But he told, you know, in his story there when he's talking to Tim K, that they had, he wanted a very precise amount of water put in. Kudos on that, kudos on that, because it's so hard to get them to measure a certain amount of water and put in the concrete. Here's the thing, that can come back and bite you. I was the same thing. I just giggle when I heard it, because we want to be so hard pressed about that water in the concrete, and you're going to get stronger concrete that way. And all, when you're trying to cast down in a 4-inch wall and you got all that aggregate and you got thick crete, it won't go down in the wall. You can use a vibrator, you can use whatever you want, but it all hangs up and jams up on the steel, because 4-inch wall, and let's say you got some 12 mm rebar, say it's a 1/2 inch thick, and you got some going horizontal, some vertical, and everywhere they cross with each other, so now it's 1 inch thick right there. So you've got basically in places 1 inch out of 4 inches that's occupying your rebar, occupying your form down through there with the rebar. And so what does that leave you then? That leaves you 3 inches, and that means you got 1.5 inches on each side. And if your aggregate is too large, or there's big pieces that's just kind of random in there, they're going to hang up. And once one hangs up, another hangs up, and it starts snowball effect on you in there, and you end up with a void. You end up with super bad honeycombing and all, and because of those stones hanging up on the rebar, especially if the concrete's real thick to what would really be considered the right consistency. And so I think, if I caught this right, I could be wrong, I think the gentleman said that they ended up having to add more water to get it on down in the forms. I might have caught that right. The wind was blowing the microphone. I had some distractions with Melinda and the kids when I was trying to watch, or G-Live talking while I was trying to watch the video.
Are you vibrating the concrete?
No. We have punch rods where they do whatever. And
yeah,
you've got this little area back here. This
you got a little rock pocket action right there.
So basically what happened was this was my foreman teaching me a lesson. because I explained to them that I wanted 27 liters of water, which is what it should be for the 1-2-3 mix to get the 4,200 psi one. Well, they dumped, so they were very strict that day, and I wasn't there. And so they dumped 3 dumps. Well, you know what 3 dumps means? It means it's not getting put in right away.
Yeah.
So the stuff down towards the bottom. So that was me getting taught a lesson.
Okay.
So that's easy to cover over, and this is all going to be covered with the tile and a mocking anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
So that was them going, okay, you want 27 liters per thing? You got it.
Yeah, you get what you asked for.
But I think I caught that right. That you know, they were kind of joking because that exactly amount of water made the concrete thick, which is good. It's good, thick, strong. Now, another key thing is when you are ordering your sand, make sure that it's clean, pure sand. If it's got any type of soil off in there, you've just shot yourself in the foot. It can look like sand, but it can have some dirt blended in real lightly, just minor, but it will weaken the hell out of your concrete. So also, you got to be sure that it is real, pure, clean sand. That is mega important. So I appreciate the guy. I'm happy to see him build. I loved it. I was actually smiling, man. I wish I could have been there with him, you know, and to see another expat like myself building a cast concrete home. And he wasn't joking, you know, the cost.
So we're asking the question everybody wants to know, which is, what is the budget? What is the cost
of his house with all the stuff there? It's probably gonna be about $40,000. Mine, you're gonna be surprised. My house is considerably bigger. You might want to call bullshit on me all you want. You might find that mine, you would think, oh, well, you know, you're gonna add ×3 or ×4 to James's. Nope. Materials have went up a bunch since we started building this house. Man, could you imagine how expensive materials would be now, Joel, if we were just starting to build this? Woo! They went up a bunch since we started this, didn't they? The steel, like some of the concrete was like, in the beginning, it was like $150 a bag. Yeah, $150 a bag. And here now it's $225 to $250. You're talking about a big difference in price. The steel is a tremendous price difference. And so luckily, my cost is way down compared to square footage than his, because the price of materials have escalated so much since I started my build here. And so I had that to my side. And that's why I went ahead and stacked materials while I could and stuff before we left to go back to the US on these different trips. I would go ahead and buy sand and stone and let it sit. When I got a good deal, I jumped on it. I go buy a whole bunch of steel, stack it in, let it sit. When I got a good deal on it. And where I didn't have to keep buying, because I knew that this inflation on materials was just going up, up, up. And the land prices are going up, up, up. We may not have a fortune out in this place, but some of you are right when you say it's worth a fortune, and it's only going to get worth more. That's the politicians, the Garin family, super known on Panay Island. The Garins, one of them's a congressman. They go on and on and on. Mayor, congressman, all kinds. The whole family's got political positions, and that is their helicopter. Yeah. Well, hey, I want to show this right here. This is on the front steps. Back when we poured these steps, I had in mind of doing a different kind of hand railing and up the side. And so we had left this little flat area going up the sides right there. And then that pandemic happened the day that we were doing the staircase. That is the day they announced the very first lockdowns, when all of that went down. And what was it, March 2020, and they started locking the country down, and we were going to get stuck in here. And a lot of people got stuck in here for a while. Well, Then when I went home to the US and I thought about things and pondered on things and all, I decided I wanted a different kind of railing. So what happened is that when we returned and I got busy pouring this spot, I changed it, and I knew that I needed to fix this down this side right here. Now luckily I had left a lot of rebar sticking up down to there because that was going to incorporate in the other type of handrail. So I asked the guys to correct that, to put that 2-part epoxy and bond this on right here. I was asking just now because Bonbon's the one that did it. Did you put the epoxy? And he said yes. He showed me there's the drips to it here too. It's dripping off the brush. But to mix that 2-part epoxy and bonded that together right there to get a good joint. This upcoming week, we're going to be getting some beautiful railings around this place. And they want to set the railings before we tile the verandas and before we put the cladding around the edges on the verandas. And at the same time, I've got precast that'll be getting installed in the next few days. Some of it's already been made. And so all this precast will start getting on here, these beautiful trims. And we want to get all that in place too before we do the cladding around like the veranda and different places. And then we want to do some priming and some painting over the skim coat, and we'll get the paint on. I've already bought a good bit of it here already. We'll get that done, and then once the priming and painting's done, we will begin doing the cladding. But man, step by step, you know, when I bought this stuff, doesn't mean I'm going to use it like that week, that day. Getting it on the premises, and that way we know we have it and we know what we have. So it'll all come along in its due time, but right now we're focusing more to getting the top sealed good and getting the inside done. But we are going to get those railings in place. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up. I want to give a big thumbs up to the guy over there that Tim K interviewed that built the cast form house like this. You know, that makes me happy, not jealous, happy. Not saying that it's my only idea and that no one else in the world's doing it. I'm just happy that somebody else is doing it and took the initiative to do that too. And it's just like a little reinforcing, you know, we're like an army now. Hey everybody, appreciate it, and continue to follow us and follow this journey. Comment, share what you think. Comment on that gentleman, maybe he might see your comments. I think he's doing a great thing. I like this build, hope to see more of it. Everybody out there, take care and God bless.